Hi Stampers, this is Angela with Wildvioletsart, and today I'm bringing you the Love You Always suite from the January to June 2021 annual catalog. So this suite has so many different elements. It's got the Always in My Heart bundle, it's got the Forever and Always bundle, it's got this gorgeous Love You Always foil sheet, these little Love You Always treat boxes, the Blushing Bride metallic ribbon, these little heart charms, the little matte black dots, the Love You Specialty Designer Series paper, and then of course this True Love Designer Series paper. All of it has been so much fun to work with, but today I'm going to concentrate on some items in the Forever and Always bundle with the suite elements as well. So I'm going to show you how I made these cards, and the only thing that kind of makes them special is that I took the time to color with the Stampin' blends, the little metal heart, and some of my blanks. I'll show you that in just a minute. We're going to make this one here, but even these are the three colors that are in the suite, and this is just to give you a sampler of all the different papers and patterns that are in the True Love Designer Series paper. And then of course there's the Love You Always Designer Series paper here, specialty paper, and then there's the Love You Always foil sheets. So pretty, and they coordinate really nicely together. So this one in the middle is really great for masculine, and because it doesn't have too many, hearts and flowers on it, obviously. I did put a little bit of bling, but I didn't do a whole lot. But I wanted you to notice how the heart is colored just slightly to match. Now I'm going to let you take a look at what it would look like if I hadn't colored it with one of the markers. You can see that it's just slightly muted. It's not as silver, and I just liked it to match the paper. Same thing with this one. This one I used the Rococo Rose marker, and I also used it to color my bling. I'm going to color one more and put it on this spot right here. For this one that has the Blushing Bride color, I actually used the champagne rhinestones because I think they kind of give that, they match the foil really well. So they're just really elegant, and they worked perfectly for this. So this is the Forever and Always stamp set, and as you can see, it's got beautiful messages, and I think it works great for anniversaries, weddings, or Valentines. They're photopolymers, so they're really easy to use. And then of course we've got the dies that have the Always script, and they have the Love script. So these don't nest together, but what they do is the Love die and the Always die fits just inside one that will outline it. So you can get the shadow look without having to do all the fussy cutting. So I don't know if you noticed in my last video, I did a bunch of fussy cutting to get the shadow, but these don't make you do that at all. And let me just show you some of the other cards I made with this. So this is the one we're going to make. And this one here, the dies were back ordered, and so I made this from the stamp set and fussy cut around it, but that's the look that you get without having to go to that effort. And then this one, of course, has the Always, and I did the shadow in black, and I did it with the dies, so it just fit together super easily. This one I used the square vellum and colored it, but these were done with the blender brushes. And this one was just done with the black and white, and this Love, of course, was done with the dies. So much fun. So it's been a really fun set to work with. And what we're going to do is we're going to build one together. So this piece right here, I embossed with the greenery embossing folder They have two little narrow pieces, and I'm using this one right here just to kind of get the foliage because I just thought it was really pretty with this. And these little flowers are from the dies that come with this set. So the Always dies. And you can see here that I have the LOVE, and then this was cut with a die as well. Now, this is kind of hard to glue, and so what I used is I used the adhesive sheets. I've shown you this in the prior video, but I just wanted to show you again in case you hadn't seen it. These sheets are just, they can be added to the back of your cardstock, and then like here, it was added to the back of the cardstock, and then once you cut out your words, then you peel off this adhesive backing and it leaves the adhesive on your little die cut letters. So let me show you what that looks like real quick. So I just peel it and it just comes off either in one or two, depending on if I'm at a place where there's a cut. Wasn't that easy? No glue, no messing around. And it just comes together really nicely without a whole lot of work. It just ends up being really, really beautiful. Super happy with it. This set has these really cute little angled labels, so I didn't have to cut these out. These labels work really well, so you stamp first and then cut out later. And then I can just glue it down to some matching cardstock. And then I just cut it at the same angle as the dies. And you get this really great little verse. Super easy. Okay, so I'm using actually the Heart Punch Pack. So it's a set of hearts that are in the catalog, page 168 of the annual catalog. And it's really easy to just put the cardstock in here in the paper, or in the punch. And I actually did two of them at the same time. So for the thinner cardstock, super easy. With the foil, I do it one at a time. But again, I just make sure that it's covered. All the edges are there and it's all done. So it looks like I got a bit there, but I'll just cover it up with the other heart. I'm going to just glue the paper onto the foil. And it just highlights it so pretty. And I'm using the Blushing Bride cardstock. And of course this is basic white, the regular. And I'm just going to adhere this embossed sheet on the Blushing Bride. And then I'm just going to use some dimensionals for the back of the heart. Now, there's never a mistake. There's just opportunity. So instead of putting them together with like this one, I'm going to put the little heart tops together and cover up my boo-boo, and then nobody's to know. And I'm just popping up the little verse. I'm going to put that down because then it helps me kind of see where my love needs to be. I kind of like all my things to at least touch in a couple of places. It just kind of brings your eye around or that way. And then you can add the little flowers. These little flowers, I actually used the blends and colored them up a little bit ahead of time. If you color them up once they're adhered to your cardstock, then sometimes they don't want to stick because the alcohol, it takes away some of the stickiness. So here I've got the champagne rhinestones, and then I just put a rhinestone in the middle of each flower. And a couple up above. Just ends up being really cute. And I'm going to show you how I colored up the heart. So this is the regular color, and this is one that I colored with, I believe it was the bronze, but now I'm going to come back and color it with the Calypso Coral, because I just want it to have a little bit of the Blushing Bride color. I'll let it sit for a minute while I glue it, and as you can see, there's definitely a color difference. I'm using the fine tip glue pen, and I'm just gonna put some glue in a few places, not getting too carried away. This is the best super glue in the world, and it works great for the paper. And I'm just going to put it between the two hearts and then let it sit so that it adheres. And I'm just going to show you real quickly how this bling can turn colors by using your alcohol markers. So I'm just going to color up one of the little rhinestones, and then place it on the flower. And if you feel like your finger just took away a little bit of the color, you can just come back and just color them up just a little bit. You have a little bit more color. Isn't that fun? So great Valentine's anniversary. I just put a little bit of white cardstock on the inside just so that you can see whatever it is that you're going to write. And the last little thing I'm going to do is I have here a little piece of cardstock. It's 2 1/4 by 5 3/4. So it fits just perfectly over the label. Now, when I'm doing this, I want the glue to be all the way to the edge. So I'm going to be using the Stampin' Seal. Not the Stampin' Seal Plus, but it's kind of like a snail, so that the glue is all the way over to the side. And then I just line up my cardstock. And this just adds a really pretty element. And then I'm just going to trim around the envelope flap. And you've got a coordinating envelope to go with your very beautiful card. So there we are. So this is Angela with Wildvioletsart. You have all these different choices for beautiful cards for Valentine's. I hope you take the time to give it a try. So pretty, even a masculine one. It'll work great for my husband. So it was so nice to spend some time with you. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you.